When you're feeling down, television can put you in a more positive mood, and some shows are so uplifting, they're almost guaranteed to make you feel better. Incredible fantasy series, gripping sci-fi stories, and heart-pounding thrillers can prove cathartic eventually, as it's satisfying when the characters achieve their goals or solve major mysteries. However, some series feel like sunshine from the outset and maintain that energy throughout their runs. These titles expertly blend comedy, heartfelt character interactions, and hopeful themes, making viewers feel joyful as they unfold. Some might say there's not enough conflict in such TV shows, but they make great comfort watches when you need them most. Ted Lasso. Streaming on Apple TV+. Jason Sudeikis as Ted Lasso smiling in Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso is the ultimate comfort show, as the Apple TV+ series is all about being kind and going after one's dreams. Although many series centered on sports focus on the competitive nature of the game, Ted Lasso emphasizes the teamwork required to win, and it manages to make viewers more invested in the characters and their bonds than their outcomes on the field. That's not to say that we don't feel triumph alongside AFC Richmond when they come out on top. However, Ted Lasso's charm doesn't stem from its approach to football alone. The series benefits from compelling characters, great relationship dynamics, and humor, all of which contribute to it being a feel-good title. The Good Place. Streaming on Prime Video. Eleanor and Chidi in The Good Place. The Good Place will make you cry at the end, but it's a fun series otherwise, making it an ideal binge for anyone in a bad mood. The show has one of the most entertaining premises of the past decade, throwing Kristen Bell's main character into the titular version of heaven, something she quickly realizes is a mistake. The Good Place uses humor to keep its audience engaged, but it also contains crucial messages about what it means to be a good person and finding redemption. The character dynamics are compelling, delivering one of the best found families in sitcom history. If you haven't seen The Good Place, you'll have a great time digging in. And even if you have, it always makes for an uplifting rewatch. Gilmore Girls. Streaming on Netflix. Lorelai, Lauren Graham, and Rory, Alexis Bledel, in the autumn setting of Stars Hollow in Gilmore Girls. Gilmore Girls is one of the most rewatchable shows of all time, and that's partly due to how uplifting it can be. Sure, Lorelai and Rory face dramatic moments that will get viewers in their feels. However, even the most intense conflicts in Gilmore Girls tend to resolve in satisfying ways. And the charming backdrop of Stars Hollow, touching mother-daughter dynamic between the leads, and witty dialogue all come together to make Gilmore Girls a mood booster. The series is fun, first and foremost, which is why so many fans return to it again and again. Even as it ages, it remains an all-around good time. Parks and Recreation. Streaming on Peacock. Amy Poehler as Leslie Knope smiling and looking nervous with her hand on her head in Parks and Recreation. The best workplace sitcoms take the mundane and make it humorous and heartfelt, and Parks and Recreation excels at this. Amy Poehler's Leslie Knope is at the heart of the NBC series, and she's basically sunshine in human form. Not only does Leslie unapologetically go after her dreams, but she does so with a level of positivity that's basically contagious. Following Leslie alone will put viewers in a more energetic and optimistic mood, but Parks and Recreation also has great humor that contributes to that end. Whether it's because of Ron Swanson's cynicism, Tom Haverford's flashy behavior, or Andy Dwyer's naivety, Parks and Recreation is bound to make you laugh. It will also sell you on the lovable characters and their bonds with one another. Schitt's Creek. Streaming on Hulu and Prime Video. Annie Murphy's Alexis and Dan Levy's David looking concerned as they stare off at something in Schitt's Creek. Schitt's Creek may start a little slow, but the series overall is a fun viewing experience that will put viewers in a happier mood. Watching the Rose family transition from a lavish lifestyle to living in a rundown motel makes for great comedy, and it also sees them developing in pleasantly surprising ways. After 6 seasons of Schitt's Creek, the characters feel like totally different people, proving anyone is capable of growth. It's incredibly sweet watching their bonds with one another and their fellow townspeople grow, and the accepting nature of the world is refreshing. The humor remains spot on throughout the series, too, so you'll be smiling and laughing for multiple reasons. Abbott Elementary. Streaming on HBO Max. Janine and Gregory stand in a classroom from Abbott Elementary. Abbott Elementary is a standout sitcom because of its willingness to tackle difficult subjects in the education system, from the impact poverty has on schools and students to the day-to-day challenges of teachers. This doesn't prevent the ABC series from being a feel-good watch, however. If anything, it makes the sitcom more refreshing, and the characters' responses to such issues offer hope. Like Leslie Knope, Janine exudes a contagious optimism, refusing to compromise when it comes to doing what's right. Her insistence on doing what she believes in is the beating heart of the sitcom, and it's what makes it such an uplifting watch, whether it's for the first time or the 5th. Avatar, The Last Airbender. Streaming on Netflix and Paramount+. Aang smiling at something off-camera in The Last Airbender animated series. Avatar, The Last Airbender tackles heavy topics throughout its 3-season run, but it balances its commentary on imperialism and colonialism with an undercurrent of hope that's impossible to ignore. The Nickelodeon show's approach to subjects like justice, redemption, and revolution are satisfying and stand the test of time. The Last Airbender also has an incredible amount of humor that holds up surprisingly well today. The show remains popular, even 20 years after its premiere, for a good reason. It's the perfect story to return to, especially if you're looking for a fantasy show that ends with good prevailing over evil, and will elicit plenty of laughs along the way. Adventure Time. Streaming on HBO Max. Jake the dog patting the shoulder of Finn the human in Fortnite Adventure Time collaboration. Those looking for a good laugh should check out Adventure Time, which is worth watching for its absurdist humor alone. The adventures of Finn the human and Jake the dog take them to some truly outlandish places, and it makes for an entertaining ride. The show's innuendos, sarcasm, and willingness to be silly will put viewers in a better mood. Adventure Time is less serious than the other titles on this list, but it does have some key themes that contribute to its comfort watch status. For one, the friendship between Finn and Jake is heartwarming and easy to root for. The acceptance of Adventure Time's world is also apparent through its LGBTQ+ characters, which is great to see in animation. Never Have I Ever. Streaming on Netflix. Devi Vishwakumar in Never Have I Ever. Not all teen dramas are soapy, and Never Have I Ever's more light-hearted approach to the category is exciting, and when the show does get serious, it doesn't feel melodramatic, which is a nice change of pace. Devi makes for a relatable and compelling main character, which makes her easy to follow, even as she makes mistakes.